Speaker.
I call the Honourable Minister, Dr. Nick Smith.
Mr. Speaker, the only people in this place who have not made mistakes are those that have actually not done anything. And in this instance, Maurice Williamson made a mistake. He took responsibility. He resigned as a minister. The person that he inappropriately phoned on behalf of was prosecuted and convicted by the courts. On both instances, justice has been done. Now, the member that's just spoken has wanted to talk timelines, and her leader has wanted to talk about standards. And I'm happy to engage in that. From the time the Prime Minister knew of Mr. Williamson's conduct, it was 36 hours later that Mr. Williamson resigned. And I challenge the member to compare that with the record of the previous government in a far more serious offending. Members will recall Taito Philip Field. He didn't just break the Cabinet manual, he committed a corrupt criminal offence for which he went to prison. What was the timeline on Mr. Taito Philip Field? I asked Miss Ardern, who's now hanging her head, and so she should. Because it wasn't 36 hours, it wasn't 36 days, it was actually a whole lot longer than 36 weeks. So I say to members opposite, before they get onto their high heels, before they start throwing stones in this glasshouse, they should reflect on their own record of vigorously defending Taito Philip Field under indefensible circumstances for many, many different months, and contrasting that with the way in which the Honourable Maurice Williamson acknowledged he did fault, took responsibility and resigned. It was with an element of sadness, because I think Maurice Williamson is a talented person who's given this Parliament and this country great service. And whether it's information technology, I have a particular interest and I have big boots to fill in the role that he's playing around the regulation of buildings for earthquakes. Whether it's, I think we would all acknowledge, his infamous rainbow speech was a positive contribution to this Parliament, so it is with sadness. But I equally say, though, that anybody who questions the high standards that Prime Minister John Key sets for this administration overlooks the record and overlooks the facts. It was nothing more ironic, Annette King, than hearing Mr Cunliffe lecture us on standards at the same time as he continues to refuse to divulge who were his major donors to his secret trust, and to then lecture us on transparency at the same time. Well, my point to Ms King is this, is that we wouldn't know if Mr Cunliffe has dined for dinner with his major donors because he won't disclose who the donors are. And that is a very clear contrast. Mr Speaker, we've heard this afternoon in this debate as though it was an invitation for an orgy of mudslinging. And I just simply say to members of this House, and particularly members opposite, I know why they don't want to debate the budget. I know why they don't want to debate the state of the economy, the strong job growth, the increasing economic confidence. I know they don't want to debate with Judith Collins crime at the lowest level for 30 years. I know why they don't want to debate with Tony Ryle the state of the health service. I know why they don't want to debate the improving education standards, because the truth is, when this Parliament focuses on debating the issues that matter, there's only one choice for New Zealand on the 20th of September, and members opposite want to engage in an orgy of mudslinging because that is their only hope. That is their only hope, that they may be able to drag down this Parliament, drag down politics in New Zealand in the hope that some of the mud might stick and they may be able to crawl their way back to the Treasury benches. And I simply say to this House, get a grip. Maurice has acknowledged responsibility. He's resigned. Let's get on with the issues that matter.
Mr. Speaker.
Jamie Lee Ross.
Mr. Speaker, I've learnt in 3